Good morning. Welcome to Monday's Early Morning Intuitive Guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, here with some words of wisdom to get our day and our week off to a good start. And we actually have a card deck we haven't seen in a while because it was buried 5 decks down in the heap. So typically it's the top 2 or 3 decks that call. In this case, it was deck number 5 in the middle. So we have a different card deck for today. Good morning, Gwen. You're the first one here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And good morning, Cindy. Good morning. And what I like about this card is it not only helped me kind of label who I am and where I'm at, but it also was putting some things in context over the recent days. For instance, Diane and I went to Harry Potter. It was the second to last one last night, so next Sunday will be the last one in the series, and then we have to wait a whole year to go again. Good morning, Joe Neal. Welcome. Hope you're feeling good. And it's not like the theater's crowded. Usually when we're there, there's between 5 and 7 people for this series. The woman who sits like 3 seats down from us, yes, in a whole gigantic theater, but the 3 of us always plop in the same row. And I think it's because, good morning, Gwen, glad you're here. I think it's because there's a railing right in front of us so we can put our feet on it. That's my thought. I have no idea why she sits there, but that's why I sit there. But she was lamenting the state of affairs. Hello, Gwen, glad you're here. And morning, Abigail, welcome, welcome. And she said, I will be so happy when January 7th arrives. And I'm like, isn't this interesting how different people are picking out different days by which they think will be free of some of the vitriol and whatever you want, chaos, let's call it chaos, that's going on right now. Most people are thinking it will be after Election Day. I personally don't think that's going to free us up. This woman was thinking after the January 6th anniversary, we'll be free. I don't know. I think we've got a way to slog through some stuff. But this card kind of puts it in perspective, I think. Good morning, CJ. Glad you're here. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. We're up to 6 already. This is awesome. But this is a lovely, lovely card. And what I'm hoping it helps you do is realize what your natural penchant is and shift back to it. Do what comes naturally to you. And I think that will ease some of the anxiety, some of the impending feelings, some of the angst that people have. And this is really important right now. Self-care, self-care, self-care. Because in order to weather the storm, we need to be in a good spot. At the center of life's storms, I stand serene. One of the ways you stand serene is by doing the things that help you find your serenity. So, yoga today. I've got my new to me t-shirt on, ready to roll. Got my scrapbooking stuff cleared up. Good morning, Beth. Glad you're here. We're up to my magic number 8 because I had stuff all over the floor. Good morning, Rebecca. Glad you're here because I was making some cards and so I had to get all that stuff out of here so that there's actually room to do yoga this morning. Good morning, Mel. Welcome, welcome. So, our card deck for today. Let's take a nice deep breath first. Let it go. Doesn't that feel good? I think that feels wonderful. Good morning, Cheryl. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. I am finding that more and more during the course of the day, I just burst into spontaneous deep breaths. What a good thing. What a good thing. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Now, if after 3 breaths you're feeling a little lightheaded, it means you're not breathing deeply enough throughout the course of the day. Set a couple of alarms on your phone. You might go, what was that for? Oh yeah, that breathing thing. But we need practice. We need to get back to. If you have young kids around, an infant. There was a woman and her mother with twin infants when Diane and I went to lunch prior to the movie yesterday, and that was fun watching them navigate. Two of them. They did very well. They did very well. Card deck. Nature portals. Inspiration through the peace and beauty of nature. What better card deck for right here, right now? It's by Bruce and Carol Malner, Bobby Silverstone's brother and sister-in-law. And I love this deck. I love the photography on this deck. Yes, absolutely. Breathing, believing. Let me grab my little piece of driftwood and show you. Breathe, believe. Got it sitting in front of me all the time. And really, if I counted up the believes that are on my desk, there have to be at least a dozen. At least a dozen. So I'm drilling it in. Our card for today is these cute little owls. So, another breath. And funny, when I was typing this into the feed to title this card, it's called Look Outside, Feel Inside. What did I put? Look inside, feel inside. Can you tell what my penchant is? The two owls in the card show you two ways to enjoy nature, and I'm going to say, and life. One way is with your eyes wide open, using your sense of sight to keenly observe everything all around. The other is with your eyes closed, which heightens your ability to sense inwardly what's happening. Yeah, aren't they just, and I think they're probably young. They look pretty young to me. They're just beautiful. Practice experiencing the world like both of the owls. First, observe your surroundings with your eyes open, looking in all directions. Okay, so let's do that right now. Yes, we're inside, most of us anyway, but just look around. See what you notice with your eyes. And notice how when you're looking at things with your eyes, on my suggestion, you look more deeply than you typically do. Most of the time we just skim the surface. We skim to be sure we're not going to trip over something. We skim to be sure something's where it's supposed to be, but we don't really pay attention with our eyes or with any of our other senses, right? We're too busy skimming life. So, really looking at the things around you. I noticed the next card in the deck, which is actually a beautiful card, and I'm going to show you because it's perfect for this time of year. Just the beauty of that card. How awesome is that? Yep. So now we'll go back to our little owls. There's our owls. Now, close your eyes. Sit quietly until you become aware of what you feel inside. Good morning, Vicki. Haven't seen you here. We have owls today. Aren't they cool? It's look outside, feel inside. So, as you're sitting there with your eyes closed, tune in. First, we're going to go through the regular senses. Obviously, what do you see? The inside of your eyelids. But what do you hear? I hear the traffic outside. The garbage truck already went through, so the noisy part is done. There's still traffic out there. What do you smell? Maybe you have a cup of coffee. Maybe you have a dog beside you. What do you smell? Can you taste anything? I can taste leftover toothpaste. And reach out and touch something. So I'm just touching the box. I can just feel the smoothness of this box. But how often do we actually even pay attention to those senses? Not very often. And what's going to take us more deeply into our world, especially our inner world, is paying attention. So now take a nice deep breath. Let it go. And now I want you to pay attention to your inward senses. Your intuition. What is your intuition wanting you to know right now? And some of you may find that when you quiet yourself like this, the cacophony of noise within is so loud, it's like it's reverberating off the inside of your skull, right? That means we need more time in silence and stillness. And that inside will begin to ratchet itself down, especially when you're breathing deeply. Just breathe and allow. You don't have to fix anything. You don't have to change anything. You're merely being present for your inside experience, so you get a sense of what's going on there. And again, some of you may say, it's too much, I'm slamming the door on that shit. Breathe. Breathe. Feel inside. What do you notice about yourself? Diane always says she loves doing the body scan. So start at the top of your head. Your eyes are closed. Just scanning through your entire body. What do you notice? Areas of discomfort, areas of tension. Pick one out. Now breathe right there. You're just breathing energy and air into that space in your body. Like I feel a little twinge in my back. It's been a lot of weeks since I went to the chiropractor. I'll just breathe into that. You breathe. What that part of my back wants me to know is I haven't been doing the greatest job doing my stretches, etc. I need to pay more attention to my body, because if I don't, it's going to ratchet up the conversation, usually in a not pleasant way. I have a friend that every time she gets into this kind of chaos, she snaps an ankle, either sprains it or breaks it or whatever, but that's her cue. Whoops, better slow down. Going too fast, doing too much, not being present. And again, that Deepak Chopra quote of the park is a whole different experience when you stroll through it as when you speed past it in your car. So we're wanting the slowed down version of life right now. Too much crap moving too fast. We don't have to be on the roller coaster, all right? We get to choose. So what is your intuition telling you? What does your inner hearing tell you? Not the physical, literal ear hearing, but the hearing within. What is the divine trying to tell you right now? Again, it's a thin veil. There's not much separation between this life and other. What's that other side wanting you to know right now? Breathe. Absolutely a great thing as we move into the holidays. And on the front end, I would like you to make some conscious decisions about the holidays that make them not just tolerable, but actually enjoyable. For instance, if you're the maniac who feels like everything has to be absolutely perfect for Thanksgiving or Christmas, let it go for a year. Okay, today we're going to use Chinette. I ordered the meal from the store. I'm making dessert because I like doing that. Or who else wants to host this year? Or let's have everybody bring something and do a potluck. Yes, ma'am, you do not have to do everything. And if someone says, oh, but we're going to miss, well, then they can be responsible for it. Absolutely. So Diane and I went to the movie last night. Would you believe, last week when we went, here's some poor guy who works at the theater putting up the Christmas tree. So yesterday we went, and they actually had it wound in webs, and they had a spider on it. And I looked at her and I said, so do you think every holiday is going to be the tree gets modified? Maybe so. Maybe there'll be a turkey on the top. Diane is not hosting this year. Yay, you. There's no reason things have to stay the same, especially if you dread it. Speak up now. Maybe you say, maybe someone, not you, but someone else says, I'm willing to host, but I'm not willing to make all the food. Or I'm willing to cook, but I am not the one cleaning up. Who's going to volunteer to clean up? And I want it laid out ahead of time. Who's going to clean up? Oh, that's the new thing with trees? Well, I vote no, but whatever. We'll look at... I've seen that with the cement geese that sit outside people. They get decorated for every season. They have their little raincoat. They have their little bunny ears, blah, blah. And I've also seen people doing that with those $350, however tall skeletons. They get decorated for every season. I can see why you wouldn't want to take it down and put it up and take it down and put it up. It's obnoxiously tall. But yeah, when I saw one of them with bunny ears last spring, I thought, oi. So here's our owls again. We now have a quote. Thomas R. Hirsch. We humans are right in the middle between two realities. One is outer and one is inner. So my question for you is, do you lean toward that outer life or do you lean toward that inner life? I very clearly lean toward the inner life. I like that. Sometimes the world stuff gets to be a little much and I'm not excited about it. But the inner stuff, it's like, what can I create in my mind? All kinds of things. All kinds of things. What about for you? Are you more of an outer focused person or an inner focused person? We have 11 of you on here right now. What's your pleasure? What do you choose? Less is more. Yeah, with the stuff, absolutely. Christmas might be one thing. Maybe you lean toward the inner also. Yep, I could see that about you. Yep. Who else? Leaning toward the inner or leaning toward the outer? There are those people who are very socially engaged, and it fills their tank to be around people. I appear to be an extrovert, but it tends to drain my tank being around people. Thus, needing the balance between being around people. You're an innie. There we go. Inner. All right. Awesome. Awesome. And right now, I feel like the inners are some of the people who are going to be leading us through change, because we can envision inner here, ambivert here. Gotcha. We're going to be leading the change because we can already envision how things could be. You lean toward the inner too. Isn't that interesting? Yep, Jonille, you are absolutely an outie. You're an outie. And how wonderful that there's this mix, because each type of us, and there's people all along the continuum, right? And it's probably a circle instead of a line, right? And we can move around the circle depending on what's going on and who we're with, etc. And how awesome is that? Because if we didn't have this variety, we wouldn't have all the opportunities we have. Homogeneity doesn't serve us. Doesn't serve us. In so many ways, we've been told this, right? Aim for diversity. Is it harder to keep going? Yes. Intentional communities find this all the time. They want diversity, but it makes it more difficult when you're sitting around the table trying to negotiate things. That's okay. Let it be more difficult, because it's also going to be deeper and richer and more satisfying in the long run. So, look outside, feel inside. That is your mission for today. Let's see what you think. We'll check in again tomorrow. Have an awesome day. And remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are. Bye.